been talking today to young teenage girls who said that their relationship with their mothers were almost to the point that it was almost irreconcilable. Well, they asked today to come on the show to see if they could have one last chance to get back together with their mothers. This is Juju and Julie, and please welcome Dr. Joy Brown to the show. She's a radio psychologist on WOR here in New York, and she is also heard over 200 stations across the country. Doctor, you've been backstage. I know you've had an opportunity. We gave you some information to read on these. What do you think they need to do? The objective is they wanted to get help. That's why they're here.
Okay, let's start. First of all, Julie, this is domestic violence. You have to decide that you can't touch, you can't hit a 16-year-old anymore. You just, and certainly I'm a mom. And I know it's tempting. I know kids can get under our skin in a way no one else can, but you have to decide that independent of whether Juju was making you cuckoo at that moment, you cannot hit. You cannot hit. You cannot touch anybody this size, all right? And you just have to stop, because the two of you are going to do serious damage to one another. And you just have, that may be a personal issue that has nothing to do with your daughter. It may be other parts of your life, but that has to be a personal decision that you make, all right? Number one.
You got to see, I'm older.
Okay, now wait a minute. Hang on just a second, all right? Number two, you think of Juju as being 6. She thinks of herself as being 26 or 36. And that's part of the problem between mothers and daughters always. So part of what you guys have to decide is that she's really 16. You were 16, and it sounds like your mom had you in plain white underwear. This is not you, all right? And whatever mistakes you made or didn't make when you were 16, this is her life. Number 3, kiddo, you have to stop making everything good guys and bad guys, because there is no place to go backward, all right? The two of you have to decide that you're going to start over this moment, this second, and decide where you go forward. You know where halfway is? Can we begin negotiating where that halfway could be?
We're going to find it. I have to take a break. I got to take a little break, but I know that, Juju, you haven't seen your sister Chrissy in how long?
Since last November.
Please welcome Chrissy to the show. We're going to take a little break. And what I'm going to do is, Dr. Brown, I'm going to ask you to go backstage and talk with them for just a little bit. And when we come back, we're going to meet Brandy and Brandy's mom. And we'll see if we can help them. And then I'm going to bring you back out here again. For all the families that we have on the show today, I'm going to tell you something. If you think that we brought them here today just to say this and go away, we'll tell you at the end of the show, we have things for every single one of them. Not just things. We're going to send each one of these families to therapy if they want it, and to get some counseling after this if they want it. And we'll make sure that we double check and track them and make sure that they stay in the program. We'll be back right after this. Just to ask you a question. Do you even understand why your daughter has the weight on that she has on?
Because she eats a lot. Well, wait a minute. She goes to school and they make fun of her real bad. I mean, it's bad.
Why do you think she's the weight that she is today? Give me an idea. She just eats a lot? Hold on. She just eats a lot?
I eat a lot.
Did you ever think, Mom, that maybe knowing that you were given up at birth, listen to me for a second, that she's replaced you with food?
I didn't give her to a complete total stranger. I give her to my wonderful mom.
Hey, think about that. You see you love your mother. You love her.
I love her every day.
Wait, you love her, don't you?
Yes.
It's your mother. Yes. How do you think she felt when she realized that her mother gave her away to, it wasn't a complete stranger, but to Grandma? And she's been living with this her whole life. This child's 13 years old.
I'm sure it hurts. I am sure it hurts, but I didn't give her to a stranger. I give her to somebody that would be better than me.
Why don't you look at your mother and tell her and explain to her?
Don't, Brandy.
Go ahead. Brandy, why did you say don't? Let her talk.
Well, because I don't
She don't want me to make a fool of her.
She's not making a fool of her. Then you talk to me.
She don't want me and her to be embarrassed.
Tell me.
I felt angry that she gave me away and kept my sister.
Well, I was 21 years old when I had your sister. I wasn't 16.
So you can take me back.
Taking you back's not going to make you lose weight.
It has nothing to do with... Wait a minute, I'm going to let some people... Stand up. You two right there. Wait, yes, ma'am, go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
I've got to say, I haven't heard anything that you said that made any sense to me. Whenever you have a child, it's your responsibility, not your mother's, not anyone else's, to take care of your child.
Wait, but I think we ought to jump in here. Let me just with their mothers are close to irreconcilable, and I want to please welcome back Samantha and her mother, Beth, to the show. We just looked at two families where the daughters don't live in the same house with the mothers, but here are two mother and daughter under the same roof, and it's almost like you don't live together. And you've been sitting out here for now, about a half a minute waiting to get this segment started, and neither of you have even looked at each other. You haven't looked at each other? You haven't looked at each other in the face?
I asked her 3 times what was wrong, or if she was okay, and she didn't answer me till the 3rd time.
Mom, what is the matter? You said...
I'm nervous.
Okay, yeah, but nervous is only the surface thing. Yeah. You said to us that you almost passed away when you gave birth to Samantha.
Yeah, I sure did.
And for some reason, this has affected you her entire life. Why?
I've always wanted to keep her real close. I didn't ever want to lose her. Excuse me.
It's okay.
She's always been a real good daughter until the past 3 or 4 years. And then it's just like she hates me, and I don't know why. Because I've always loved her, always done everything I could for her.
Samantha, do you hate your mother?
No. I told her I did. I've told her I did.
What's happened?
When we were arguing, but
what's happened in the last 3 or 4 years that you think has triggered this in your mind?
Well, I mean, basically, I've messed up. I mean, I'll admit, I messed up. As far as, I had some really bad choices in friends and some bad choices in boyfriends. And I mean, I'll admit to everything I've done. I've lied to them. I've left home and moved in with my friends to try to get away from them. When I was driving my dad's car, I took his car and tried to run away and go back to Ohio.